Hi actors, and welcome back to our P2 classes that we're posting on Wednesdays. Today's Wednesday, April 15th, and I'm so glad that you're here to join me. My name is Miss Amber, and I do like to share a little bit about myself with students before I work with them. So I live in Concord and sheltering in place with my husband Dave, our dogs Ripley and Sandy, and our cats Reese and Lola. So now that you've had a chance to get to know me a little bit, we are going to warm up before we work on today's song, which is Friend Like Me from Aladdin. So go ahead and find a place in your space, wherever you are working today, that you can get into actor neutral and shake it out without there being anything around to bump into, anyone around to bother you. And we're going to start today with some sirens at the low end of our voice and take them all the way up to the high end of our voice and come back down. And we're going to do this today on an ah sound. Ready? Here we go. Ah. Two more. Last one. Actors, you may remember that we did this warm-up last week, and there is a reason for that. I personally, as an actress, do sirens anytime I'm going to perform. For my money, it is the best warm-up to get me in place quickly if I need to get in place quickly. And an example would be, I just finished a class, I'm zooming to a rehearsal, I only am going to have time to warm up in my car. Sirens is an easy thing. I can run it by myself. I don't need a piano. I don't need anyone to help me. And I would encourage you, actors, to get in the habit of doing the same thing. Figure out the warm-ups that work for you and incorporate them into your daily routine. All right, now we are going to do a warm-up that I'm going to call Alibaba. Alibaba comes up in the song that we're working on today, and he is a character from a series of stories called Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. And that's an artist's representation of what Alibaba might look like. Alibaba was able to open a wondrous cave that was full of treasures by figuring out the magic words, which were open sesame. So we are going to do an open sesame warm-up today. So repeat that phrase, open sesame. Very good. And now we're going to sing that phrase on an arpeggio, which sounds like this. Open sesame, sing it with me here. Open sesame, very nice, let's sing here. Open sesame again. Open sesame once more. Open sesame again. Open sesame three more. Open sesame two more. Open sesame last one. Open sesame. Actors, hopefully that has you feeling warmed up vocally. I do always like to do just a few more ahs to come down if I finish my warm-ups on a high note like open sesame. I like to bring my voice back down to where I speak. We are now going to do our physical warm-up. Our physical warm-up today is one of my favorites, and it's called cloud surfing. So to do cloud surfing, first thing you're going to do is take your right hand, reach up and across your body, grab that cloud, bring it down. We can't surf while the clouds are in the sky. We got to bring them down to our feet where we want to surf from. So now we're going to take our left hand, reach across our body, grab that cloud up in the sky, and grab it, bring it down. Great. We are going to do 4 more of those. So reaching up on this side, and again, it is across the body. These are diagonal movements. We're not reaching straight up. Ready? And here we go. Reach and pull it down. Reach and pull. 3 more. Reach and pull it down. 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 Last one. 1, pull it down, reach, and pull it down. Actors, you may have noticed that my focus was not on the camera while I was doing that, and it's because for me, this exercise works better when I really visualize those clouds. So I'm looking up where my hand is, looking up where my hand is. That just helps me invigorate my imagination. Oh, speaking of my imagination, now I'm imagining that it's hard to see you because there are so many clouds around. So I need to sweep these clouds out of my way. Starting with my right hand, I'm going to have my other hand on my hip. I'm going to reach across my body and sweep a nice, big, strong motion repeated on the other side. There we go. Let's do 4 more of those. Here we go. Reach and sweep. Can't see you. Reach and sweep. Again. Reach, sweep, and reach. And we're halfway there. Reach and sweep, and reach and sweep. Last one. Reach and sweep. Other side. Reach and sweep. Oh, that's good. I can see you now. The clouds have parted. In fact, they're all nicely down around my feet. Actors, if you need to, you can go ahead and push whatever remaining clouds are down. We're going to do our cloud surfing now. For cloud surfing, we're going to take our right elbow and we're going to move it towards our opposite knee. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now for me, I like the hand that's not bent, the elbow that's not reaching. That other arm, I put it out behind me for balance. We're going to do that from side to side. Elbow to knee, leaning down, ready, set, and 4 of these. And we reach, and up, and reach, and up. We're surfing through the clouds, and isn't it such fun? Here we go again, and here we go again. Last one, and down, and up, and down, and up. Ah, great job. Shake that out if you need to shake that out. Wonderfully done, actors. We're going to take a brief review moment. We are going to run through our song from last week, which, as you may recall, was Freak Flag from Shrek. We're going to just run through this to review what we learned last week. I like to call this Set It So You Don't Forget It. And then we're going to start working on today's song. This is the part where we are in a pose, the pose of whichever character you'd like to play in this show. Show me that pose with your body. Remember, we're going to rock forward and back when the music speeds up. Let your freak flag fly. Small diva. Never take it down, never take it down. Raise it way up high. Step touch. And we're waving those flags. Puppet. We're about to hatch. Just how you freak flag wave. Let your freak, little bigger now. Fly. Never take it down, never take it down. Raise it way up high. Let your freak flag fly. Magic, magic pose. Power pose, defiant pose, and special, we do 3 poses, low, medium, rocky step, flag, flag, both hands, never take it down, never, both hands, way up high, your freak flag, flag. Now remember, we're going to do some flying poses here. Insects, birds, airplanes, whatever you want.
I'm green. I'm mean. Get used to it.
Arms all the way up. Give me those nice jazz hands. Oh, that was great, actors. How did you do? Did you remember what we did last week? Maybe you're new this week, and that was all new to you. I hope you had a good time following along. We are now going to start working on today's song after a brief game. This game is called Thank You Pose. And the way this game works is I'm going to strike a pose, whatever comes to my mind for my body. Let's say that was my pose, that gesture I just did. Your job, actors, is to do a pose that goes with my pose. Your pose could be exactly the same as my pose. It could be complementary to my pose. So complementary means that it goes with or matches. So if I'm doing this, but you find it to be kind of a surprise face, maybe you do this. Or you could do totally the opposite of my pose. So if you see this as surprise, I think to me the opposite of surprise would be boredom. So maybe some kind of a bored pose. You're going to give me the opposite, the same, complementary, whatever you like. I will hit my pose. Wait a few seconds. Then I'll say, thank you. And that means, great job. We'll move on to the next pose. Here we go. Pose number 1. And you hit your pose. Could be the same, opposite, or complementary. Thank you. Ready? Pose number 2. You're going to hit your pose. Could be the same, opposite, or complementary. Thank you. And this one. I've got one leg up. I'll do that one again further away so you can see what I'm doing. Thank you. And 2 more of these. Thank you. The last one, you can do the same, opposite, complementary. Thank you. Great. We talked about Alibaba earlier, and there's another character I want to introduce you to. This character's name is Scheherazade, although in the song we're singing, that last E on her name gets pronounced as well, Scheherazade. Here's an artist's representation of what she looks like. She's also a central figure in those 1001 Tales. She comes up in this song, which you have probably figured out from the clues of Alibaba and Scheherazade that we are working on Friend Like Me from Aladdin. Now, this is a bit of a doozy of a song, so today we're just learning the first half. We'll come back and pick up the second half next week. Let me cue the music. There we go. Great, actors. I'm going to play that for you again, and I'm going to just do the movement I'm about to teach while it plays, and your job is just to watch. You don't have to do it right now, and you especially don't need to get it perfect. I'm just going to preface what we're about to work on so that you have an idea in your head. Here we go. Oh, I missed my cue. That's jazz squares right there. Take your order, write it down. Write a friend like me. Oh, it's a restaurant. Whew, well, that's actually a little bit hard. Let's take a look. We are going to start by putting I'm going to back up even more so you can see my feet. One foot goes forward and back, other foot goes forward and back, and it's my heel that I'm touching down with, so my toes are up in the air. So we go forward heel, forward heel, forward heel, forward heel, twice as fast. Heel, 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 heel. That's our first move. We're going to add the arms. It's the opposite arm coming up to the chest. Looks like this. We'll go nice and slow again. Forward heel and switch. Forward heel and switch. Forward heel and switch. Forward heel and switch. And actors, that happens 4 times. So let's do it 4 times, a little bit faster. Ready, set, here we go. Heel, switch, heel, switch, heel, switch, heel, switch. That goes with the lyric. Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves. Again, here we go. Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves. For Scheherazade, we're going to put our arms straight up. I'm doing jazz hands up there. I know you can't see them. Straight up. And we're going to run in a circle around ourselves. Up, 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 up. For my money, I like the feet coming up, doing the booty kick in the back, because it's more energy. It's more fun for the audience to see that. So we're going to put that together, this with this. Yes? Here we go. Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves. Scheherazade had 10 tails. Very nice. Then we repeat that first move again. But mister, you're in luck, 'cause up your sleeve, we're going to take our right hand, bring it up to the chest, elbow goes out, same thing on the other side. Looks like this. You got a brand of magic, never fails. Fails is jazz hands at our face, because we're saying, yay, it doesn't fail. Great, let's do that much all together, and then we'll add the music. 5, 6, 7, 8. Baba had them 40 thieves. Scheherazade had 10 tails. Well, Mister, your luck goes up your sleeve. You got a brand of magic, never fails. Did you guys catch my mistake? I said I wanted to do this too early. Don't forget, we come back to our heel march. Let's try that from the top. Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves. Scheherazade had tails. Mister, you're in luck. See, you got a brand of magic, never fails. Great work, great work. It is fast, isn't it? It's a little bit faster than I even remembered. All right, picking it up right there. You got some power. You're gonna give me a powerful pose. This is my powerful pose for today, but whatever you pick will be great. Power in your corner now. That's a bounce and bounce. Some heavy ammunition in your camp. So great, because we've just been doing all this cuckoo crazy running around, we're gonna hold the power pose for those 2 lines. You got some power in your bounce, bounce. You got some heavy ammunition in your camp. You got some punch. Punch is show a punch. Pizzazz is jazz hands at the face. Yahoo is a jump. And how. So it's punch, pizzazz, yahoo, and how. And for all you got to do is rub that lamp. We're going to present the lamp and put a little polish on it. We're rubbing the lamp ourselves. Yes? Great. Let's run this much slowly, and then we'll add the music. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves. Scheherazade had 1,000 tails. Well, mister, you're in luck, 'cause your sleeve, you got a brand of magic, never fails. You got some power in your corner now. The ammunition in your camp. You got some punch, pizzazz, yahoo, and how. And all you gotta do is rub that lamp. How did you do, actors? Did you make it to rubbing the lamp? I hope so. Let's take it with the track. From the top, here we go.
Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves. Scheherazade had 1,000 tails. But mister, you're in luck, 'cause up your sleeve you got a brand of magic never fails. You got some power in your corner now, some heavy ammunition in your camp. You got some punch, pizzazz, yahoo, and how. See, all you gotta do is throw that lamp, and I'll say,
Mr. Aladdin, sir.
what will your pleasure be?
All right, actors, we are heading into our first sort of what I think of as the chorus of this song. And we're gonna do some jazz squares, which is sort of a, I would say, classic musical theater move. So take your right foot, step forward. Take your other foot, swing it over and cross. And then you're going to just unwind. Back up a little bit more so you can see all of my footwork. I'm stepping forward. I'm crossing over. Then my foot that stepped forward first is going to start the unwind, and the other foot comes back. So taking that again, one more time. I'm starting with the right. You can start on whatever side makes more sense for your brain. Totally fine. So go ahead and step, cross, and unwind. We're going to do that 4 more times, about that fast. Here we go. Step, cross, unwind. Step, cross, unwind. Step, cross, unwind. Last one. Cross, unwind. Great. So the timing of those jazz squares, we're going to do 2 jazz squares, both starting on the right side for step, Mr. Aladdin, sir. What will your pleasure be? Unwind. So something that's tricky about this is your first step happens before the lyric. It happens on the beat, but not with the lyric. So it goes, Mr. Aladdin, sir. Then we see the same thing at the end. That step happens on the word be, and we finish unwinding with the music, not the lyric. So I'll do that again. I'll say for both places that we're stepping with no lyric. Ready? Right side. Mr. Aladdin, sir. What will your pleasure be? Great. I hope that's making more sense for you. I want to take it a little faster since the track is so much faster. We go, Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? Yeah? We're going right into fancy waiter. Think about the fanciest restaurant you've ever been to. For me, it is a French restaurant, so I have a French accent now. But for you, maybe it is something else. But put on your fancy waiter pose with your body and get your fancy waiter tablet for the notes. And you are saying, let me take your order. Jot it down. Jot is a quick, funny word that means write. So let me take your order. Jot it down. We're going to show writing. Then you ain't never had a friend like me is just take one foot, cross it in front, unwind, and point to yourself. You ain't never had a friend like me. Now, when I was rehearsing it, I had a little bit of trouble with that unwindy spin. So, if it's not working for you at home and you're finding it tricky, first thing is you can try going the other way. Could be that using the other leg makes more sense for the way your brain is wired. That's totally fine. You also can just turn around yourself like we did earlier for Scheherazade. Cool? All right, let's run this much with the music and then we'll add the end. Great work today, actors. Jazz square. Fancy waiter. Cross legs, unwind. Great. We're so close to the end of today's selection, actors. We are going to say, I'm going to back up more so you can see my hands. There we go. Right hand up, left hand up, right foot out, left foot out. I like to think of this as making a star with our bodies. Yeah, I know stars have 5 points. In my mind, the head is the 5th point of the star. So it's right hand up, left hand up, right foot out, left foot out. The timing with the lyrics is, life is your restaurant and I'm your maitre d'. Let's do that again. A little bit faster. 5, 6, 7, 8. Life is your restaurant and I'm your maitre d'. Come on, whisper what it is you want. We're going to cross legs again. Unwind that spin. And gesture to ourselves for a friend like me. Now, 4. Come on, whisper what it is you want. The hand is up by the face. This is sort of like the international sign for I'm whispering, I'm whispering. So come on, whisper what it is you want. And what I wrote in my lesson plan is crazy legs. So crazy legs can be whatever it means to you. It's a lot of fun and it adds texture to the stage when people are doing different things. So crazy legs could be a Charleston kind of step, right? It could be this sort of a thing. It could just be, whatever works for your body. Whatever makes sense to you, feels fun, and enhances the story. So we do, life is a restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'. A maitre d', by the way, is the host at the restaurant, the person who shows you to your table. So they're usually kind of fancy. Let's take that again since I distracted myself. Here we go. Right hand up. Life is your restaurant and I'm your maitre d'. Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me. And remember, crazy legs are up to you. Whatever you want to do with those crazy legs, you get going, you crazy kids. All right, we're going to do this much from the top. Then we'll run it one more time to set it so we don't forget it. Here we go. Jazz square.
Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? Let me take your order, jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me. No, no, no. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your middle.
Crazy legs.
Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me. Yes, sir, we pride ourselves on.
How did you do, actors? How did that go? Fun? Good? Yes. Here we go. This is our set it so we don't forget it. And then we're going to cool down together. Well, Ali Baba had them 40 thieves. Scheherazade had 1,000 tales. But mister, you're in luck, 'cause sleeve, you got a brand of magic never fails. Power in now, some heavy ammunition. Camp, punch, pizzazz, yahoo, and how. And all you gotta do is rub jazz square. Here we go. Mr.
Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be?
Let me take your order. Jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me. No, no, no. Life is your
Restaurant,
and I'm your maitre d'.
come on,
Whisper what it is you want. Never had a friend like me.
yes, sir, we pride ourselves on service.
Awesome work, actors. Something I noticed I was doing during those jazz squares. Just bringing my elbows up and giving it a little bit of action. So you're welcome to do that as you're rehearsing at home. Next week, we'll start with a review of the first half of this song, and then we'll go on to learn the rest of the song. If you've done this show before, you may notice that the choreo I taught isn't exactly the choreo you may have learned from the teaching artist you were working with, and that's okay. There's lots of different ways that we can create art together. All right, actors, we're going to come together now, take a moment to just set this work that we did today. So go ahead and stand in actor neutral, ready to go. And inhale, arms in. And exhale, arms down to your sides. And inhale, arms up. And exhale, your hands to your heart. Quietly in your mind, actors. I want you to think of one word that's going to seal this rehearsal. What's the thing that you're feeling now? Take a moment. Get it in your head. And we're going to say our words on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Joyful. All right, actors, I hope your word was positive as well. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye-bye.